Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markel.
You know what we didn't do yesterday? We didn't acknowledge the fact that we had a visitor this weekend, that Matt came in, and he got to hold the pimp cane. He got to hold Osiris.
He did.
The official pimp cane of the Pimp Hand of America. And there are photos on the Facebook page, the official Student of the Gun Facebook page, if you want to see a couple of pictures. And he was the first one ever. Yeah, Matt, congratulations. You're the first one ever, the first outsider to ever be able to hold the official pimp cane, Osiris. It's right here. It's right next to me.
Yeah. It's too bad you guys can't see it. But you could go to the Student Gun Facebook page and see it.
That's right. So, wow. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week already. Holy cow. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're not doing well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. That's it. I'm all done.
What?
And roll music. We're out. You think every once in a while people are like, is he just going to stop talking? I don't know. No, it's Wednesday. And what do we get to do on Wednesday? Well, we get to listen to our favorite song by King Julian, so that's a good thing. We get to be physically fit to talk about fitness.
Maybe, because...
Maybe.
I just got a YouTube's DNS cannot be found. Yeah, their domain name servers. I can't. Google is not working right now for me.
What?
So
that's crazy talk.
Yeah. Hopefully by the time we do the fitness talk, it will be.
Wow, that is crazy. Hey, and we're kind of excited because we have a new sponsor, or, well...
We will announce this on Friday.
Friday, that's right. As you guys know, if you don't know, well, you need to pay closer attention because...
Maybe it might be next Friday, but hopefully this Friday.
This coming Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Like in 2 days.
I don't see why not. We've got the agreement, the verbal agreement. So, no, we've got a new sponsor, and we're going to announce that during the Friday Morning Mindset. Now... in case you've been sleeping in a cave or under a rock or something, what we've been doing every Friday morning for the last 2 months, I think we got 8 of them.
Yeah.
I think we got like 8 of them in now. Every Friday morning for the last 2 months, even when I have to drive all night and get back to the studio at 2 a.m. and sleep at the studio and get up in the morning to do it, even when I have to do that for you.
He does it. Even
if Jared's not in town, if he's off gallivanting with his girlfriend, even then, we still get it done.
Which one are you talking about?
She doesn't listen to the show, so it doesn't matter.
Actually, do you know what's funny?
What?
Is that I got in the car the other day and she hit play on her phone and it was the show. Like, are you? Is this a joke? Are you joking with me?
Does she really listen to the show?
No, I can't remember what I said about you on the show, so I better go back and think about it.
No, every Friday. Tell them what we do Friday mornings.
We wake up. And then we drink some coffee. That's not what you want me to
Really?
do? Oh, okay.
Never start out with "I woke up."
I didn't,
because that's a given.
I said
you said we wake up.
We wake up. Yeah. I didn't say I woke up. Okay. Anyway, I'll get to the
You're
point.
being an ass.
So am I? So Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time or Central Daylight Time, whichever one you like, we do a morning mindset where Professor Paul, who is on the other side of the glass case of emotion right now, or inside the glass case of emotion, he picks a topic, what he thinks relevant, what people need to hear, not what you want to hear, and he talks about it. And live on our Facebook page, and we also do Periscope. I don't know what Periscope is hooked to my phone. I think it's mine.
It's yours. It's
so
the PT Jared one.
Yeah. On Periscope at PT Jared, or on Facebook at Student of the Gun. And maybe I'll start running the Student of the Gun Periscope too. I don't know how to do that though.
No.
I can't do both.
No.
But anyway, so yeah, go to our Facebook page. You watch it live. Facebook is where we obviously get the most views because Periscope is so new and people in the industry are old school and they like to to read stuff.
Oh, they want to read the comments? Is that what you're thinking?
No. No, they like to, if we could put a video box inside of a magazine and play it so it would play, then I think that it would work for us.
Are you talking about a paper magazine?
Yep.
I don't even know what just happened right now. You're losing your mind. But anyway, on Friday morning at 10, we're going to be announcing who our new sponsor for the Morning Mindset is. And the new sponsor is also going to be giving away something really cool.
Yes.
Some of you out in the audience are going to get something really badass for free because of our new sponsor. So you want to make sure that you're paying close attention. Hey, and listen up to me, freaks. If you watched the Friday Morning Mindset and you didn't share it, well, you're a turd, and I don't know what to say to you. So go share it. All right. Century Arms, the sweetest melted arms maker in the U.S. of A. I am wearing my TP9 SA right now in my crossbreed holster. And it's a crossbreed. It's the Bruce Jenner commemorative, sometimes referred to as the Super Tuck Deluxe, the most comfortable in the waistband holster, the highest quality in the waistband holster you're going to get. So just do it. Go to crossbreedholsters.com. Frog Lube, it's minty, it's green, it just works. And in addition to all that, it is extreme.
That was halfway extreme.
Extreme! There you go. All right. I don't know why it says Silencer Shop in the notes, since we already acknowledged Silencer Shop, but
so you'd say it again.
So I'd say it again. I can't do that.
You did it twice.
Twice is nice. Brownells at brownells.com. If you have a gun, they have something for you. Even if you don't have a gun, they still have something for you. They have emergency and survival gear, and they've got all kinds of stuff. Maybe you go to Brownells and figure out that you wanted to buy a new gun or a different kind of gun. I don't know. It's your life. Live it like you want. Duracoat, because life is too short to have an ugly gun. And our friend Matt, I think our friend Matt was the first one to put up his picture of his student of the gun tattoo, his gun tattoo that he put on a gun. Yeah, because he has Ricochet gun coating, Ricochet custom coating.
Yes.
Is that it?
Ricochet custom coating.
Yeah, Ricochet custom coating. He's the first one. And what I got to say to all you other hippies out there is, where are your pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, hippies. Where are your pictures?
I've
I've
literally only seen one, but I saw a bunch of pictures of the tattoo.
Yeah, of
I've only
people
seen
who
one
say,
on the
hey,
actual gun.
it showed up today and here it is. So get to work, freaks. I know.
If any of you are listening near Hattiesburg, Mississippi, check out Ricochet Custom Coating. That's where our friend Matt, that's where he works. So go there and get some stuff done. He showed me one of the guns that he did, and it was pretty good. I was impressed. He might be a challenge for you.
Ricochet Customs. Ricochet Custom Coating on Facebook.
There you go.
Ricochet Custom Coating on the Facebook. All right. Are we ready? Do we have King Julian for this week?
I believe so, yeah. Let's try it.
All right, let's try it.
Today's fitness topic is don't be a Scrooge. And you're like, how does that have to do with fitness? Well, it does. And if you're in the gym, which you should be on a regular basis, but when you're in there, don't be a Scrooge to people, please. That just annoys me. Now, there's a difference between being a Scrooge and doing the I'm working out so don't bother me thing.
You mean like a grump?
Yes.
Like being a grumpy Gus?
Yeah. You don't be the guy that he walks around and he's got his dumbbells in his hand or the bar in his hand. He's walking around and he just does the he stares down at people and he's like, well, what are you doing? When I was at the gym in Memphis, there was actually a couple dudes in there that and generally that happens. People that do that are like the super huge, like the steroid
guys,
the ones that do the
ingesters?
competitions.
Oh, power lifters.
Yeah, power lifters. They actually do the shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they call themselves, but generally that happens from
I don't know what they
where,
call themselves.
Yeah, where they look down upon everybody else because they're not doing the lifts or the workouts the way that they would do it, if that makes sense. And so don't be that person that looks down upon somebody else because they're not doing the workout the way that you would do it. Now, if they're doing it the incorrect way, and I've talked about this before, maybe if they're going to hurt themselves, maybe it would be a nice thing to do to let
step
them
in
know,
and say, "Hey, you're about to hurt yourself."
Yeah, and then judging by how they react to you saying that, would basically tell you if you should do that again. Different gyms are different ways. Like the gym here, I can talk to people. I like there was one dude the other day that was doing something. I don't remember what it was, but there's been a couple instances. Oh, it was the lat pull downs, and he was just doing it the completely wrong way. And I was like, "Hey, dude," and I kind of explained
you might
how
want
to do
try it this way.
And he was appreciative of that. He wasn't like, "Oh, who are you? What are you doing?" and whatever. So there's a difference. If you're going to be, I don't want to say assertive, but just don't be a Scrooge.
All right, don't be a gym jerk.
And also, if you have a friend that's in the gym that didn't go to the gym with you and they're working out, don't go stand by their machine or by their treadmill or by the weight set that they're using and just talk to them for 15 minutes because they probably actually want to work out. They didn't go there to conversate. They didn't go there to have a conversation.
No, some people do this. Some people do go there to conversate. Did you say conversate?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
I don't know.
Converse.
To have a conversation.
I think that was between converse and conversation. So
there,
you know
there
what?
you go,
You're
being
an author,
David Benner again.
You're an
Yeah.
author. No, it was Glenn Tate.
Was it Glenn Tate? Oh,
Yeah.
that's Glenn Tate.
You're an author, so I can make up words.
Oh.
And conversate is a new word.
I don't think that works. Somebody right now is in the process of emailing you and telling you that conversate is a correct word, and just go ahead and use it.
Okay.
Someone is doing that right now. Because that's the kind of audience that we have.
I don't think I've ever used that word before.
All right, to continue.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a free training video series called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. We want you to have access to this life-saving information. Get instant access now at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of those questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
And that is an excellent time to remind you that if you're not watching studentofthegun.com, it's probably because you don't have the Roku device, or you don't have Amazon, or I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what you just said. If you're not watching studentofthegun.com, it's because you don't have...
If you're not watching the Student of the Gun TV show.
Oh, okay.
If you're not watching Student of the Gun, Jared has been the way season 6 is going. Are we on season 6?
Yeah, season 6, episode 7.
Okay,
is the next one.
Every 2 weeks, every other Thursday, you get a new episode of Student of the Gun TV, and it's available to watch on Roku. It doesn't cost you anything. Once you have a Roku player and you have your 15-year-old set it up on your TV for you, you can watch whatever you want to watch.
I bet you didn't know this, but in between the new episode releases, you know what else is released?
Whoa!
So every Thursday, there's an episode put up. If
Yes.
it's not season 6, then it's season 4. The season 4 where is nowhere to be found except for Roku. So I put them all up there, and they're all being released, all 13 episodes of season 4. So if you haven't,
Really?
Yep. If you haven't seen that yet, then go there. Go to Roku.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So 4, 5, and 6?
4, 5, and 6. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. And Amazon Fire TV. Don't forget about Amazon Fire TV, too. If you are an Amazon Fire TV viewer, you can watch Student of the Gun TV. And if you're not doing that and you're not sharing it with your friends, well, you're wrong. You should do that.
And Apple TV will be soon. They might be in beta testing. So if there is a Student of the Gun app on Apple TV right now, it's being beta tested just for your information.
Okay.
So if it gets pulled down and put back up and pulled down and put back up, that's why.
Okay, cool.
When
So
it is
it's
officially
in
released.
their, it's out of our hands and it's in their hands.
Yes. When it is officially released, we will, 1, send an email, 2, put it on Facebook, 3, announce it on the radio show.
4, talk about a not-so-smart person in, is this Pennsylvania? Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. All right, we don't have a Dumas update theme. And I can't believe that in all the time that we've been doing Student of the Gun Radio, that we don't have a Dumas update theme. We have a public school psychological terrorism. We have religion of peace. We have sandwich makers. We even have a vagination report, but we don't have a Dumas update theme. I don't know how that can possibly be. But I'll roll with it. And this is a story from local21news.com. Teen shoots himself in leg with gun inside his pants. A story by Nicole Rochella, Monday, April 11th, 2016. Well, I want to know more. Dateline, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Police were called to an accidental shooting in Dauphin County early Monday morning. Swatara Township Police said they reported to an 1800 block of South 19th Street where they discovered a 17-year-old boy had shot himself. And this would be, I guess, in the city of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The teen from Harrisburg accidentally shot himself in the leg while, quote, adjusting the gun he was carrying in his sweatpants, according to police. He is being treated at a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The teen is facing charges. What? No way. Is that true? Police have not yet recovered the gun used in the incident. Well, that's probably because it was stolen and he passed it off to one of his homies so they could hide it. Anyone with information on this case is asked to call Detective Eric Morris at the Swatara Township Police Department or go to swatarapolice.org. Well, there you go. So, kids, if this be a lesson to all of y'all, buy a holster for your gun. When you steal a gun, if you're a 17-year-old thug and you've decided to steal a gun and carry it in your sweatpants, at least put it in a holster. Know what I'm saying? Jared, maybe they could go and get one of those one-size-fits-all nylon holsters from the local...
So can we take this moment to address why even having your trigger guard covered it should be done? No,
I don't even think you should. I think the best thing for you to do is just take your gun and shove it into your pants as hard as, and then constantly adjust it.
Well, there are people that use this thing that's called a gun clip that does not cover the trigger guard. So why is that a bad thing?
But it's convenient.
Yeah,
you don't understand, Jared.
No, legitimately,
it makes it convenient.
Tell them why why should they cover the trigger guard?
So that things don't get into the trigger guard and make it go bam, because the trigger is the go switch on the gun.
Right.
The gun wants to fire. That's its job.
But it's
designed to go bang.
So you think that my clothes are going to pull the trigger?
No, not necessarily. I think that what you should do, are we being completely facetious here?
No, we're not being facetious. Like,
all right, listen up, hippies.
New listeners that are thinking
gun
about
clips are terrible, stupid ideas. And the whole reason that they're terrible, stupid ideas is, well, it's threefold, actually. Number one, you are not covering the trigger. Oh, it doesn't matter. My pants cover the trigger. It's like, I feel like I'm trying to teach kindergartners the alphabet here. And the kindergartners are looking at me saying, I don't want to learn ABCs.
Well, but my friend's been carrying this for 6 months.
My friend has one, and he hasn't shot himself yet. Well, awesome. That's right. I keep a rattlesnake in my desk drawer, and it hasn't bit me yet. So there's that. Number two, the gun clips don't secure the gun in a fashion that keeps it from moving or shifting. And that's a big thing. People who have either crappy holsters or no holster or whatever, as they progress throughout their day, they're constantly fidgeting and farting around with their guns and readjusting them and so forth. And every time you touch your gun in a non-tactical fashion, in an administrative fashion, you're risking it going bang. People never have NDs in the middle of a gunfight. Did you ever notice that, Jared? People don't have NDs in the middle of a fight. They have NDs when they're in the toilet, when they're, screwing around, when they're getting in and out of their cars, when they're taking the gun out, when they're in the elevator in Ohio. Remember that video? Dude shot the elevator and it bounced the bullet back into his stomach. And why was he farting? Why did he feel the need to take the gun out of his holster and fart around with it and try and shove it back into the holster?
Because it was uncomfortable.
Because he had a crappy holster and he was farting around with it. Buy a good holster, secure the holster to your body, and call it good. And yesterday, or no, not yesterday, whatever it was, this weekend when I was doing yard work, I wore my TP9 Essay in a Super Tuck Deluxe holster, and I went outside and worked. And people might be like, "Oh, that's silly, man, because you're going to sweat." And it wasn't super hot, but it was warm, and I did sweat and so forth. No, you want to do that, especially if you spent the extra $10 or $15 and got the horsehide back. Listen, freaks, if you're serious about carrying a gun, spend the extra ducats and get yourself the horsehide, because it will conform to your body. After a couple of weeks, it's going to be perfectly shaped to your body. And so every time you put it on, it'll go back in the same spot and it will ride comfortably. I literally wear this holster 12 to 18 hours a day. I get up in the morning, I put my pants on, I put my gun on, I go throughout my entire day, and I don't take it off until I'm getting ready to go to bed at night or lounge clothes or what have you. So easily 12 hours a day. I'm wearing this thing. In the history of my gun carrying life, which is going on 30 years now, it wasn't until I got one of these that I could waistband carry for more than a couple hours at a time. Every other holster. And
so how did you used to do it? Outside the waistband?
Yeah,
or?
I always carried outside the waistband.
How do you conceal? I don't know. I've never
draping large.
I've always
drapey
carried
shirts
inside the waistband.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you the fact of the matter is when we lived in Florida and I was wearing way back when I was like t-shirt, shorts, and flip flops kind of a thing, I would just wear it in a waist pack or a fanny pack or whatever you want to call it. I had all my stuff stashed in there, and that was the most convenient. And people were like, "Oh, but if you're wearing a fanny pack, people know you have a gun." It was Florida. Everyone in Florida in the 90s had a waist pack, fanny pack. Everyone. They issue, when you enter the state, they give you one. They're like, "Here, put this on."
So you covered 2 of the 3.
Oh, the clips they snag on crap all the time. They snag on stuff and they scratch and so forth. But yeah, there's a major firearms manufacturer that sells their gun from the factory with a clip on it, and one of their features is you don't even need to buy a holster for this because it's a holsterless gun. That's the same company that tells you that you should never, that holding a gun increases the risk, handling a gun increases the risk of a negligent discharge. And you should never carry it in any way where it could be bumped or dropped.
Huh. Interesting. So, see, we're here for you guys. We're
here for you.
Especially for the new people that maybe aren't in the industry or haven't been in the industry for a long time. We're here to help you bust some myths.
Yeah, stop doing that. You're going to hurt yourself. All right. Let Paul drink some water.
We already talked about the shoveling. Oh, I put this in the wrong spot. We already talked about the shoving the gun in the pants.
Did you put it in the wrong spot?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Now, yesterday on the show, we mentioned this story, and I'm going to talk about it today in greater detail. And it actually dovetails in very nicely with the Slavery for All program that Gavin Newsom is. Because remember, Gavin Newsom's California Slavery for All program, he's trying to get people out in California to vote for additional chains around their necks. They said in his that every year in America, 32,000 people lose their lives due to gun violence. And one of the things that we pointed out is when you see these stats, if you take them at face value, you're extremely naive or you just got here on planet Earth. These stats are deliberately skewed to basically support the leftist propaganda, whatever the leftist propaganda happens to be. But I saw this story this last weekend, and I shared it with our Twitter followers, which are very few. There's only a couple of thousand of them, because one of my people shared it with me, and thank you very much for sharing this with me. This comes from I thought it was a Wall Street Journal. It wasn't. It's a Washington Post. The WashingtonPost.com, from the op-ed section. My husband died by suicide, period, full stop. Here's what happened during my awkward call with the NRA. Okay, there's your setup. So a woman's husband committed suicide, and I'm sorry for you. It happens, but I'm sorry for you. And so her decision, her reaction to that is, I'm going to call the National Rifle Association of America. I'm going to call their headquarters because somehow they need to, I don't know, answer questions about that, or apparently the NRA is now promoting suicide. Did you see that, Jared? You're on the NRA's mailing list, right?
Yeah.
Did you get the pro-suicide newsletter?
No, I must have missed that one.
You missed that one?
I must not be.
Or the screw it, we hate everyone and we want them to all die newsletter? I didn't see that one, but
Well,
I may have to go back to my
we're
email.
just segmented out of that list.
That might have gone in my spam folder.
Yeah. It might have went in your spam folder, or maybe they only send that to people that are prone to suicide.
Okay. All right. So according to a story by Jennifer Stuber here, Jennifer Stuber is this is it. Ding, I have the answer. She's an associate professor of public policy at the University of Washington. Well, there you go. She's part of the liberal intelligentsia. All right, so a member of the liberal intelligentsia. And she begins. It wasn't the hardest phone call I've ever made, but it was certainly awkward. I was cold calling the National Rifle Association. Can you imagine that, Jared? Being the nice lady. And let me tell you something about the NRA. I have had dealings with the National Rifle Association, both professionally and as just a member. And the little girls who answer the phone there are the nicest people on planet Earth. Jared, what's way easier, signing up for media badges for the NRA's annual meeting or the SHOT Show?
NRA.
NRA.
Like 100-fold.
Like infinitely more user-friendly, more friendly in general. So there you are, minding your own business, working the switchboard at the NRA, and this nut job calls you. I was cold calling the National Rifle Association because the NRA is well known for offering gun safety training. I wanted to know whether the organization had ideas on how to reduce the number of firearm suicides. Yeah, if you don't point it at your head, I know I'm going to get in trouble here. Listen, this is not a pro-suicide, anti-suicide thing. This is somebody blaming their own shortcomings on an organization that in no shape, form, or fashion has anything to do with that. Hey, Jared, maybe we should call the NRA and ask them what their thoughts are on how to reduce death by cancer, how to reduce motor vehicle accidents, how to reduce heart attacks. What?
Yeah.
Half of all. Oh, now, here we go. Now, check this crap out. Remember, don't forget, over on the left coast, we've got Commissar Newsom, who's using the number 32,000 Americans lose their lives to gun violence every year. Well, according to Jennifer Stuber here, half of all suicides in the United States are by firearm. And roughly 2/3 of all firearms-related deaths are from suicide. According to Jennifer Stuber, and there's a link in here, and it's to the CDC.gov store and that they're the data collectors. So, going back to Newsom's thing there, let's just for idiot gorilla math. So, let's just say 30,000. 2/3 of 30,000 is 20,000. So we go from the 30+ thousand people die due to gun violence every year. Okay, so you are to assume, based upon that stat, the gun violence stat, that guns are like just going around and killing people, or people who otherwise would not commit homicide would do it because there is a gun in the world. I wasn't going to kill anyone, and then I found this thing called a gun, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to start killing people. Ah! So if you take out 2/3...
Sorry.
So now you get, the number is down to about 10,000 people that are actually involved in homicides. Now, how many of those are justifiable homicides because people used a gun to save their own lives? How many of those are law enforcement related, where cops use their pistols and shotguns to shoot bad people?
So the people that are against gun violence as an umbrella,
Yeah.
this term that they use called gun violence, and they use these stats, they are also against law-abiding citizens saving their lives, and also police saving the lives
Yeah,
of
those police
law-abiding
shouldn't use
citizens.
their guns to stop bad people. And then what you haven't even addressed is Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Memphis.
That's like
where you have gang violence, gang members killing other gang members. Because never forget that all these deaths due to gun violence, they're stacking bodies up in Chicago every week. Every weekend they're stacking up bodies in Chicago. So it's the NRA's fault. But let's continue. So she says 2/3 of all firearms are suicides. Given the NRA's opposition to virtually all regulation, I knew this was a touchy area. A far harder call was one I received from a Seattle police officer a few years earlier. The officer told me that my husband had ended his struggle with anxiety and depression with a single bullet. Suddenly, I was a 38-year-old widow and a single parent of 2 young children. I was left wondering how this had happened and whether it could have been prevented. Okay. I was deeply angry at myself, at my husband, at a treatment system that had failed him, and at a society that makes it easy to buy a pistol. Ding, 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 ding. There you go. We're not going to accept responsibility for our own actions. Oh, no. No. I'm not responsible for my own actions. My husband, who is now deceased, is not responsible for his actions. Oh, no. It is a treatment system that failed him and society that made it easy to buy a pistol. I wasn't the best person to try to start a conversation with the NRA. No wonder it took me a few years to make the call. But then I learned a couple surprising things from the call and the many follow-up meetings with the NRA lobbyists. First, they were not just willing to talk about it, but willing to listen. There was a simple reason for their openness. They are no more immune from the pain of suicide than anyone else. Every year, yada, 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 yada. And you know what? Once we got past the misconception, this is the last paragraph, I think. No, it's not. Geez Louise, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Say she's like shocked that the NRA doesn't want people to kill themselves. Once we got past the misconception, the NRA and Second Amendment Foundation became active participants in a year-long conversation about reducing the number of suicides by firearm in Washington State. With the leadership of Representative Tina Arwal, capital D, which means she's a communist, we formed a working group that includes gun rights advocates, public health experts, and individuals who have been affected by suicide. Folks, stop! This is all smokescreen, silly nonsense. I'm sorry that your husband killed himself. I'm not really sorry because it doesn't involve me, because I don't need to be involved in your individual life. This story, all right, so this lady's husband killed herself, right? We've established that. Killed himself. So what is the lead picture in the Washington Post? Is it a picture of the deceased man? Is it a picture of the author? Is it a picture of the word suicide in a really scary, font? Is it a picture of the treatment center that supposedly failed him? No. None of those things are featured as the lead photograph in the story. Jared, tell the audience, what is the lead photograph in the story?
It's an arsenal of guns.
An arsenal of guns, which includes an orange gun, which I'm assuming is not Duracoated, but it could be Duracoated. But I'm looking at the barrel, and it looks to me like some type of a airsoft gun. A couple of blue guns. Those are the non-firing replica trainers. A couple, at least 4 air guns. A really expensive-looking H&K, but I think that's probably an airsoft gun, an AK, and a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. So this is, I don't care what this chick says. I don't care the reasonable. And this is how those who wish to get you to surrender your liberties, how they couch it and they cushion it and they push all the. But don't you care about people? And I'm not anti-gun. I just want to save people's lives. If we could just save one person's life. But here's the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter with news stories is it works like this. And I know this. I've been writing articles. I've been writing magazine articles, et al., all that, for 25 years. Let's say quarter of a century. 90% of the people will just read the title. A few more will read the title, look at the picture. A small percentage will read the title, look at the picture, and read the first paragraph. And then maybe 1% of all viewers, of all people that encounter it, will read the entire story. That's why all of your propaganda needs to be front-loaded. If you're trying to make a point, and even though your supposition isn't supported by fact, you won't mention that until the last paragraph. Bottom fold page. In the old days, they would tease you with a saucy headline, a photo, and then a first paragraph. And they knew that most people who picked up a newspaper, that's all they would do. They would never flip back to page 9 and read the follow-up. Only a few would. A small percentage would. So what do we got here? Front paragraph, top fold, the assumption that the NRA opposes all regulations, that half of all suicides in the United States are by firearm, and roughly 2/3 of all firearms deaths are suicide. And what else do we get? That society has made it so easy for someone to buy a pistol. So the treatment system failed, and society, society, shame on you for making it so easy to buy a pistol. Yes, and then as we go down, they're like, well, we all got together, and we all decided that we didn't like suicide, and we wanted it to stop. Folks, I hate to break your heart here, but I'm going to break your heart. Human beings, members of the human race, have been taking their own lives, have been offing themselves for the entire history of mankind. They have. And until there are no more humans left on planet Earth, humans will continue to do that. What leads to suicide? Anxiety, depression. I understand that there are clinical factors. I understand that there are medical factors, genetic factors involved. I also know that strangely enough, a lot of the antidepressant medicine, Jared, remember we talked about this, about a year or two ago? One of the main side effects of antidepressants is suicidal thoughts. I'm sorry, but you're giving me medicine so that I'm not depressed, and one of the clinically documented side effects of the medicine that you're going to give me to not be depressed is suicidal thoughts. Go team. You know what we need in the United States, in our world? We need less blaming of others. We need less people like this chick here who set out to blame the system and blame the NRA and blame society and blame the existence of a handgun and the fact that they exist. Maybe she could get into a time machine and go back to 1500 China and stop Wing, I don't know, whoever it was that invented gunpowder from inventing gunpowder. Maybe we could do that. We can't do that. Firearms exist. They're part of the modern world. They're inanimate objects. They have no more capacity to kill than a kitchen knife has the capacity to kill. They have no more capacity to get up off of a counter and do harm. There are people that use firearms for good. There are people that use firearms for bad. That's a human factor. What we need to address is the human factor and stop blaming the NRA and guns. And I understand in this story that she couches it and she massages it and makes herself look all reasonable. But folks, don't doubt me. This is a 100% set up slam piece, NRA, anti-gun. If only there weren't so many guns, there wouldn't be suicide in the world. Don't doubt me on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, be careful. If you have a gun on you right now, it may jump out of the holster and kill you. Just so you know. Well, actually, if it's in a holster, it's probably less likely to kill you because it has a home. It feels comfortable, and it's in its home. So the lesson from today is put your gun in its home and leave it alone, and it probably won't go off until it needs to. I don't know what else we're going to talk about this week, but I'm sure there's something. Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, thank you for joining us yet again for Student of the Gun Radio. Remember, you're a beginner once, but you should indeed be a student for life.